Here's your bubbly and beautiful host, Elizabeth. It's the Caffeinated Kipper Show.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate it. And I started that again. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, my goodness. It is a beautiful Thursday evening here in the Southeast. I just love this time of year, don't you? Where it starts to cool off a little bit. You have those nice long evenings to take long walks and enjoy one another. And speaking about enjoying one another, let's introduce tonight's special guest, Mr. John Peter Ferris, and he is the author of Orion's Belt, Birth of the Hunter, Baptism Under Fire, and Full Moon Fever. Look at that. He's so kind. He wrote me a beautiful letter, sent me all three of the books. I was able to do just short readings if you caught my story time. And via telephone, I have Mr. John Ferris. How are you this evening?
Good evening, Elizabeth. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I find your books to be absolutely fascinating. But before we get into the books, I would really like to talk about how did you, and I believe you have a construction background, how did you get into writing and becoming an author from that transition from construction?
Well, I've always wanted to be a writer, and because I was raising a daughter by myself, I really didn't have the time. But since the Veterans Administration found something wrong with my leg, they told me I wouldn't do it anymore. So I just sat down and started tapping away and doing something that I've always loved. I always wanted to do. I found out I'm pretty good at it.
Yes, the books are really very fascinating. And what I love is your detail. You really paint the picture of where you are in that moment in time and what's happening. And you know what? There's so many different complexities to these books. Exactly what genre would you put them in?
Well, it's science fiction, but it's also military. It's fun. I use some of my military experiences from back to when I was in a long time ago, and I always wanted to write stuff that everybody else in the movies has not been doing. So I put in stuff in there that I thought would amaze a lot of people, and it seems it has. I've had a couple of my buddies that were in the service too, and he said, "Wow, you really did a good job on this." I said I wanted to be authentic, but I also wanted to be, I wanted it to be science fiction because my mentor was Stan Lee, and he always said, if you're going to do something like this, make sure you're original and make it your own.
Okay, all right. So how did you meet Stan Lee?
I wish I could meet Stan Lee. He's been a big mentor to me, and I did exactly what he did. But I already know that something of the things I wrote in this trilogy has never been done before. It's more like a 21st century new opening into this field. So.
Wow, that's really interesting. So out of all three of the books, what part in what book is most interesting to you? What's your favorite?
Well, the first one, it's actually, all three books is from beginning to end. It's actually one story. And there was no way I could have done this story in just one book. It's, as you see, it's a very, very long trilogy. It's about the size of War and Peace. So, but the first one was the initial, was the best one. It's how he came about. It's like a tragedy from triumph, but how he became the superhero that he was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was about on the brink of death, and a billionaire scientist that was a CEO and head of a major corporation had this project Icarus that was going on, and to save his life, when something suddenly came up while they were on an outing, to save his life, they implemented it, and they had to do it in secret. And from that point on there, I know every reader will not put the books down for a fact. When I write, I picture a movie screen in front of me, and I picture what they're saying, what is going on, and that's exactly how I wrote it too.
So did you have intention of writing a screenplay or writing a book at first?
You know, I was really started out, I wanted to write movies.
Oh.
Right? But then, you know, all these other people were telling me, well, movies are not going to get made unless they come from a book. So I put my time into it, and, you know, I just started tapping away. I learned I had to go through all the trials and tribulations for doing it. By the time I was done with the third book, I had people say, well, you should have done the screenplay first. And I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. So then I went into learning how to write screenplays, and it's a whole different avenue. Like the first book is 89,000 words. I had to make that down to a 2-hour movie where you only get like 50 words on a page.
Yeah.
And it's like 89,000 down to 6,500 words, and you've got a 2-hour movie. And a lot that's in the book gets taken away, but I made sure when I put the screenplay together that the most important parts were there for the audience to, really get into.
I find that fascinating, truly. And there's so...
Well, I put it this way. Most of the time people go, if they go see the movie, they want to read the book afterwards.
Yeah, that's brilliant, right? I mean...
Right. It'd be too much. Believe it or not, I wrote it first. It was 259 pages, like 5 or 6 hours, and that was just for the first book.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured maybe I tried to sell it as like a kickable TV thing, like like Game of Thrones or something like that, and have 5 or 6 series. And I tried pushing that, and it didn't work. And they said the only way you're going to do this is try a full feature film. And I'm on my second agent right now, and he's worked with Warner Brothers and Paramount and stuff like that. So I'm going to let him do all that work. I'm just a writer. I'm not. I really don't want to, tangle with Tinseltown, as you would say.
How did you find your agent?
Oh, I found him on when I was, doing a lot of posting and stuff. I was even asking around for it. And my first agent was from the UK. So, but when things weren't going nowhere, matter of fact, some producer tried to trick me into some baloney crap and stuff, and doing things between me and stuff. So, my agent, he's right out of Tampa, and he's also got an office in Savannah, Georgia. And he's all licensed and insured, he's LLC and everything. And, I've become friends with him and everything. But, it's a pretty hard task trying to get a newbie onto having these people, these big studio chiefs do it. I've had producers, directors that read it, and they love it more than anything. But they have no say in the matter. It's the guys who are going to spend the money,
Mm-hmm. So one of the questions I had that I was going to ask you was, where do you see beyond the trilogy? But I'm almost...
Well, I've got 3 books in my head. The Tales of Orion. I've already got them. As a matter of fact, Orion's going to be fighting, what's it called? Cyclops, ogres, all sorts of stuff. He's going to be it's going to be an intergalactic thing, because you can see it from where you see it's got like a Stargate at the end with the portal at the end. And I left that open for that one thing. But, I've already also, I've seen happen that you start writing something, and if a producer picks up something, all your work's going to go down the drain if they want to change it to something else. I've got enough work with those 3 books right there to do 6 series I mean, 6 seasons probably on a major cable network, right? Or I could turn them into 3 movies. Because the first movie is Birth of the Hunter from the first book, and that's a 2-hour movie. It's 118 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Each page is exactly 1 minute. So 118 minutes, 120 minutes is a 2-hour movie. So I left a little leeway there.
Interesting. I can't get over the fact that you have 3 more books. I mean, this is enough content for like the next 15 years.
Yeah, I know. I'm over there. Believe it or not, when I got out of construction because of my bad leg, go down to that. I was a bricklayer, carpenter, roofer. I did all that stuff. I mean, I had to phone the bank and to keep a roof over me and my daughter's head.
Mm.
But my mother, the kind sweetheart, she's good. She goes, John, but you were so good at writing. All your teachers talked about the imagination you had. He said you wanted to write. Well, sit down and do it.
See?
Sure enough, I was like, yeah, she's right again, both. And I turned around after I seen what I did. I says, oh my God, I'm really, really good.
See, mommies always know their sons. Always.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was over there because I looked around at writing in the beginning. I says, who's going to listen to some guys with his hands all mashed up from construction? Always rode a poly motorcycle back and forth and stuff like that. Well, who's going to think that this guy can write? So, I'm over there. I sat down. I just concentrated just on this. That's all I've been doing is just working at trying to promote this and get this out there because I know darn well that first movie gets made, people are going to be dying for more of it.
How far along are you into the process of going from you've written the book, now a screenplay, and then to get it into production? Where exactly are you in that process?
My agent handles all that. He formerly was an actor. Now that he's running an agency, it's a conflict of interest if he's still an actor.
Yes.
But he's worked at Warner Brothers and DreamWorks and places like that, and he knows people. So he's like offering. He already knows what I want, to put down in the contract and all that. So he's working in on it because if you try to do it yourself without an agent, they just delete you. They won't even look at your email. Mm-hmm. You have to do everything now with an agent nowadays. So believe me, I tried without an agent. It does not work.
I have a question here about the graphics. So you have some very interesting graphics here, and it's everything that I found on your social media and I found online when I looked up the books. Who is the artist?
Oh, the artist is from, they're from India. They're 2 brothers. You only use them. They tried giving me some, Pinaki Ghosh, Pinaki. His last name is Ghosh, Ghosh. He owns a film company. He owns Power Publishers over in India. They're starting to become very big, but they've done my artwork since 2012. And I'm very happy with that. As you can see, they're very, very good. They're
very, very good. May I have the spelling of his name again?
Pinaki Ghosh. He's on my friends list, so it would be under comicsart.com. It would, if anybody Googled it, they could see it. It would go right to them and stuff, and you can see it. They offer like about 15 different artists, and I made sure whoever was going to do this one had to be dead on. So, I mean, the same one that started from the very beginning when they drew Orion for me was the same. Now, if you look at the one with Orion by himself, I told them to try to push it around with the looks of Jason Momoa. And if you look at it, you can see for yourself, he looks just like Jason Momoa, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
But the whole thing is Jason Momoa to do it. And now I doubt that will ever happen since he's got a new movie coming out. He's doing Aquaman. So my agent and stuff. I'm doing the writing. I'm just like new to to do all this work. I'm talking with plenty of producers and directors, other screenwriters and stuff, and they're teaching me all the ins and outs. So I've only been with the screenwriting part for about 2.5, 3 years. So.
Wow. So who did you have to learn under to be able to learn how to screenwrite?
Oh, I went to a script doctor first.
Okay.
Paid a lot of money, and it turned out I didn't. When I got back, I didn't fight when we were fighting back and forth and stuff. But then you find out if it's what you want to do and how you're going to write it, and you got to follow the rules. You got to settle down and you actually got to sit down and write it yourself. So I took the 259-page. The series one, and I busted it all the way down to 118 pages. I spent like 12 hours a day for a month straight breaking it down and got it to where I thought it was perfect for the screen. So I've already had somebody big in the entertainment world, and their family's very big. I haven't. Things just didn't work out. I had a problem with the guy's lawyer, which is part of his family, and I didn't like the contract. It was too where I couldn't understand it, so I opted out of it. So, and I also gave that contract, because I kept a copy of the contract because and gave it to my agent. Just to let everybody know, I'm not pulling baloney. This guy was going to offer a lot of money for it, but I just didn't like. I was going to be liable for anything that they did wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. And you have to be very careful.
No, if I can't understand the contract and you're not going to work with me on that, I says I'm going to have to opt out. So, and the weird part about this guy, he's a video game owner. He puts out video games. He's a multi-millionaire doing that. And if you look at my books, just on page 70 or 71 of book 2, you'll see how many characters in there. Just the action figures alone on there would sell if the movie came out. They'd make a fortune on it.
Right.
So I'm even going to get into that anymore. I'm going to let my agent and anybody else work on that. I'm just going to just stick with the writing from that one.
So when you are getting into that mood to write, what is your ideal environment? Can you describe that for me?
Oh, I'm writing my best book at the same place I started. Matter of fact, the table that I sit at and do it, I tiled it. I put ceramic tile on it, glued it, and grouted it and everything. I put it up there, and I've been using it ever since.
Oh, wow.
When I moved into the place in 2010, I put it up there, and I just got myself all set up, and then I started writing. The very date that you'll see in the first book is November 27th, 2010. And that's exactly when I started writing. So I made it part of the book.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Are there...
The first book, the first book takes place in 5 days. All in 5 days. And the second book, it starts a little bit from where it left off from the first book, but then after the 4th chapter, it skips 6 months ahead, and now it's a summer thing. And then the third book, after the second book is done, it takes off with the third. The third book is like the crescendo. It's much longer. It's 30 chapters. But that's when more of the science fiction and the monsters and all that stuff started coming out. So
there's so much detail, John. How did you take this book, the first one that is? How did you condense it?
Elizabeth, but I'm really good at this.
Well,
I'm really good at it. I even tell people that are on there that they're pushing this and all that with this movie and that. I'm saying, with a lot of stuff that's coming out, it's okay, but none of it can hold candle to this. I know for a fact it can. And people that have read it, my friend who's my bass player, his wife read the first two manuscripts of the first two books from me, and she goes, "Oh, you really got to get this made. You got to get this made." And this is somebody who thought it was only going to be a boys' book, everything all men, and I've got women in there that are just as tough as the men.
Very interesting. I'm still mesmerized by the beautiful art that you have for the covers of the book and for advertisements of the books. And I'm scrolling through the pictures online right now.
When I talked with the artist, I had to let them know it has to be done this way because I want them to see what I see. I want them to look at it and picture exactly what I see. So believe it or not, I've had a couple of run-ins with the project managers and stuff like this, and I told them, no, I'm not accepting that. And they went right back to the drawing board. They were very professional. Panaki got in touch with me, and he said he was sorry, but my promotions were screwed up with another release and stuff like that. But in this business, you know it, Elizabeth. In the entertainment business, sometimes you got to eat things,
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm over there hoping I don't have to do it in the future. I'm too old for this.
So I'm popping up here on the screen where the books are available, and they are available on Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble for ebook platforms.
Right, the ebooks on Amazon, they're easier. I have them down for $2.99. It's worth it in the long run. And the paperbacks, they're $9.99. But if you go to Amazon Books, you're better off just typing in John Peter Ferris instead of Orion spell. Because if you go to Orion spell and you write that in, I found out you get documentaries on Orion spell. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if they type in John Peter Ferris, it goes straight to it. Matter of fact, they'll even have a book that I did, a small little project with a bunch of other authors for a children's book called Amazing Spider Stories. It's a Halloween thing for children. We did it for charity at one time.
I almost grabbed a picture of that book because I was looking at it and I thought, well, it's popping up when I searched John Peter Ferris.
Amazing Spider Tales. I wrote Lunera the Moon Witch and its army of the spiders. The theme was the spiders for Halloween. We wrote it back in 2014, 2015. It was 8 of us. It was like 4 writers from the United Kingdom and the other 4 from the United States. And we all put it together. We knew it was going to a children's charity and for a good cause. So we all put that thing together. It's a really short story for the kids to listen to.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to have to go take a look at that.
I'm going to have my daughter read it to my grandkids. I showed them the book. They're more interested in Orion, though.
So which children's charity does it benefit?
Oh, I don't even know what it is. It's Lee Richards was the one who put everything together. He's another author. I've got friends that are on there. Ian Douglas, he's from the UK. What's it called? Regina. She did the editing. It was just like thrown together in 6 months' time, and we did it for a Halloween project. It's over there like this. If you go to Facebook and you go to the search thing and you just write in Amazing Spider Tales, they'll send you right to where it is and stuff, and they'll show you. It's more for very young children and stuff. So.
I love that.
And my other stuff is for children above 13. It's not recommended for kids.
I would agree.
That's why it's rated PG. The books are a little bit very harsh and stuff, but for the screenplay, I tone down the language because I try to tell everybody, you are in a barracks inside the Navy, the Marines, or anything, you're gonna hear cursing just like you did on Full Metal Jacket. Believe me.
Yes.
I try to keep it authentic. So, but I put it this way: I don't want the censors going nuts on me. You know, if I do all that, if I put all that, and I toned it down for the screenplay. So.
Well, I can only imagine. My ex-husband was Navy, and he was he was baffled at how our sweet little baby girl, one of her first words could be the F word. So you know, we had to realize to tone it down at that point in time, which we did. But
I thought that was all over when my daughter was fully grown and moved out of the house. As soon as the babies came up, I get a whack in the back of the head from my daughter, and I slipped. So.
Well, thank you, sir, for your service to our country. I really, I love all of you, and I so appreciate what you do.
So I'm over there right now. I'm a writer, but I'm a grandfather too, and that's the greatest thing to me in the world right now is being a grandpa.
It really is. Children are an absolute blessing. They are angels on earth here for us, and I love my babies, and I love being able to do something where I'm mommy most of the time, and then I get to come on camera every once in a while, and it's a beautiful thing.
It's part of the industry. You know that you're a host. You know, you've been in the business for quite a while, and the thing is like, you know, you put on a show, you make us laugh, and I'm glad to watch it when I get the chance.
Well, thank you very much. And John, I want to thank you so much for the time that you've spent with me tonight, and for the books, for the love, for the beautiful letter that you wrote me, and it's just so much that I hope you enjoyed the story time. And I really enjoyed doing that for you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Elizabeth, and you have a good night, okay?
Thank you. You too. Good night, John.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been so nice to reconnect with all of you with a good book. It's fall, y'all. Don't you need a book and a blanket and something to drink and get cozy? This is it. I really love these books because it takes you from one moment, like he had said, you're in a you know, like the SWAT team is rushing in and they're saving the girl, and oh my God, it's so great. It's so great. It's so great. So that's all that I'm going to say about that. And go check him out. John Ferris on Facebook. I'm actually going to pop that up there. I didn't do his handles, but it's John Ferris on Facebook. And here is him, which he was up here most of the time. So this is actually his Facebook page. That's what you're going to be looking for when you do friend him and you do follow him. And then I'm not sure that he's on Instagram, but that's okay. We don't really need to be on there. He is on Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com for all your ebook applications. You are able to find his 3 books. Let me make sure I have them, yes, in order. Birth of the Hunter, Baptism Under Fire, Full Moon Fever, Under Orion's Belt, the Trilogy by John Peter Ferris. So everyone, thank you for tuning in. It is so good to see you. It's so good to be back on here. So the kids are healthy. I'm getting healthy. And we're going to start seeing some more content coming in. So everyone, I love you. You are blessed and loved from the bottom of my heart. Have a great night. Mwah. Good night.